By now, we all know that Antoine Semenyo has chosen Manchester City. But one of the key things that I want us to do is break down what is the reason why Manchester City won this race. Look at what they had to do, what they were looking at, and how Pep Guardiola would be able to use Antoine Semenyo going forward. Because one thing is for sure, Pep Guardiola has found someone that would replace what Raheem Sterling gave Manchester City in the successful years of Manchester City. In those early years where Raheem Sterling gave City numbers that were only comparable to Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time, or one of, if you want. That right there is the key part of this whole situation. That right there is what Manchester City is looking for, and is what Pep Guardiola has probably gotten in Antoine Semenyo. So without further ado, let's get into this one, because one thing is for sure. Antoine Semenyo has rejected Manchester United and he has chosen to go to Manchester City. Let's get it started. First things first, what in the world were they looking for in Antoine Semenyo? One thing is for sure, Antoine Semenyo for Bournemouth has played as a winger, he has played as a right winger and a left winger, he has played as a second striker, a transitional outlet, and a pressure trigger, a pressing trigger. And the truth about this is that his versatility, his adaptability is truly the selling point. It's not about how much he scores or how much he can do with the ball. The idea is when he's with the ball or without the ball, he is a dominant threat. He is a threat that absolutely takes away so many things from his opponent. And with the likes of Antoine Semenyo, there is no way you can double Erling Haaland, because he will punish you. There's no way you can say, let me double Ryan Cherky. He will punish you. Or let's follow. They will punish you in one way or the other. Antoine Semenyo going to Manchester City just makes it more difficult for anybody to stop City. We already have it very difficult to stop him to stop them because of Erling Haaland and the beauty that you have in Phil Foden and Ryan Cherky in terms of creating chances. Now you are going into a situation where you have a threat, especially when you look at the wings. You're looking at Umar Mamouche, you're looking at Savinho, Doku. I said Dogu, but Doku. What's his name? Phil Foden can play there. Ryan Cherky. You have Oscar Bob. Talented boys that can absolutely dominate in the Premier League, and they are adding Antoine Semenyo to that level. The truth about it is that when you're looking at situations like this, you have to understand that Manchester City are not only building to win the league this year, which is impressive and which is something that Manchester United should start doing, going into the transfer market and absolutely start building for the present and the future. And that is what City is doing, and it's truly remarkable to see, because this is the second time that they are putting their hands in the pockets in January. Last year, they spent about £200 million on Viktorej Kozunov, midfielder, what's his name again? Gonzalez, Mamouche. I think they got one more person, if I'm not mistaken. They got about 4 to 5 players last year, January, spent over £200 million, and they have started again. It has not even gotten to a point, but they have already spent £65 million on Antoine Semenyo. It's nothing official yet, so things can still change. However, Antoine Semenyo has already voiced out his preference for going to Manchester City. Now, what are they getting in this particular guy? What did the elite strikers or the elite scouts see that they are getting in Antoine Semenyo? And I've written it here, so if you see me look over here, I'm just basically resorting back to my notes to make sure that this video is very well structured. First things first is the explosive first step. Second, elite ball carrying under pressure. Third is the willing presser, which is definitely non-negotiable when it comes to Manchester City's new style of playing, especially when the assistant of Jurgen Klopp joined City. And fourth but not least is his tactical discipline without killing his instincts. Those things are absolutely crucial in getting a player like Antoine Semenyo. That is the reason why Ruben Amorim was so willing and so open to say, look, come join Manchester United, and I would even be open to letting go of my beautiful 3-4-3. That is one thing that he was absolutely open to doing if we were able to get Antoine Semenyo. However, Antoine Semenyo is bringing all those things to Manchester City. And if you look at those things, you know for a fact that all those things, apart from one, was found in Raheem Sterling. He was an elite ball carrier under pressure. He was a willing presser, a tactical discipline without the killer instincts. The only thing Raheem Sterling did not have in that situation was that explosive first step. Now, Raheem Sterling was very fast, but that first ball into the movement was it was weird, but with Antoine Semenyo, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. His first move to break out from the situation that he's in is second to none. I think the only person that could be close to him is probably his potential teammate in Jeremy Doku. Because once you can see Jeremy Doku's numbers on the back of his shirt, there's no catching him anymore. He's gone. And so when you look at those situations, having those explosivity and that amount of just pure raw power, raw efficiency in your team with Doku, Ireland, Foden, Cherky, Mamouche, that is not even playing anymore, which is crazy and nobody talks about, Savinho, all those things are absolutely going to be a nightmare for the likes of the nightmare for the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, United, if United can get back into winning ways. Those things are truly going to be nightmares. And now the truth about it is that Pep Guardiola, looking at this situation, was not going to put in the amount of pressure that people expected. He understands what he wants. He tells his people what they need to do. He speaks to the player and says, hey, come play for me. And the draw of Pep Guardiola is basically more than the draw of any other manager in the Premier League as we speak, maybe in the world. If Pep Guardiola decides he wants you in his team, the only thing that you can start thinking about is, what can this guy do for me? How good would I be in 18 months? How good would I be in 3 years after he's done impacting all the knowledge and all the brilliance that he has into my game? And I truly bet that right there was the decisive factor for Semenyo. Because when you look at Ruben Amorim, last summer, Ruben Amorim took Antoine Semenyo out to dinner. That was reported, talking about, we want you to come to Manchester United. And then Manchester United decided to go get Brano Buemo and Mateus Cunha. However, Manchester United were all out for Antoine Semenyo, but could not convince him to join the Red Devils. Now he's going towards the noisy neighbors, and that is where he's probably going to land. However, you just have to understand that City, when it comes to them doing things like this, they are very quiet, very surgical, and very ruthless. They know who they want. They go in, and if the person shows that they want to play under Pep, they go in and get him. It's as simple as that. That is truly one of the best ways to do it. One of the key things that a lot of people have always spoke about is that they have a lot of talent in those wings. So why would he choose to go over there when Jeremy Doku is playing in the best form of his life? When you see Savinho coming back into the team, Ryan Cherky going on that right-hand side in order for him to allow Phil Foden to play in the middle. You have Bernardo Silva. You have all these talented players. One thing is for sure is that we have seen people not get regular minutes but still thrive under Pep Guardiola due to the amount of games that Manchester City play and the way he rotates the team. Everyone trusts Pep Guardiola's word. So whenever you're not playing, you know that there's a reason and there's a purpose tactically, or whatever the situation is, there is a purpose that Pep Guardiola is not playing you. And you saw that in the likes of Julian Alvarez. You saw that in the likes of Jack Grealish. And also right now, Jeremy Doku, that has come into favor. But the key part about it is that there gets to be a point where you're like, okay, now I'll play every game. And you can't do that with City. And that's where I'm like I was like, I'm not sure he's going to choose City. Maybe choose Manchester United, because you know that what the situation, you are first place, you are first choice winger, you are first choice wing back, your first choice whatever position that you are playing for Manchester United. However, this choice, what we are hearing in reports is that he wants to win trophies, he wants to play in the Champions League, he wants to play in Europe, and those are two things that are absolutely crucial for him. We are also hearing that Manchester United did not want to break their newfound, how would I put it, newfound wage bill. Don't want to break it, especially for they don't want to break it at all. I don't want to say especially for Semenyo. They just do not want to break it, and maybe those situations, those financial situations, definitely turned his head towards Manchester City, that don't really have a problem in basically breaking their wage bill. They have a lot of owners to pay those things. And of course, we know what they're dealing with when it comes to the cheating allegations. However, he has chosen Manchester City, and I can only wish well for the kid, but the truth about it is that they have gotten a very, very good player in Antoine Semenyo. And one thing is for sure, he has also gotten a very, very good club to join. A team that has elite coaching from front to back. You have structure over chaos. When you're talking about Manchester United versus Manchester City, you have development over desperation in that situation. Manchester City were coming through the lines of, look, this is how your game is, and this is where we're going to take you. And Man United were coming in from the lens of, this is how your game is now, and coming into our team, you will definitely take us to a higher level. And those two different viewpoints are truly the way things kind of go south for Man United, and definitely go well for City. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.